That's Tony Hancock in. Hancock's half hour.
I've got some good news, Hancock. The police have given me 2 free tickets for tomorrow's matinee performance at the Pantomime on at East Cheam Theatre. Fancy coming? I'll buy you a chocolate ice in the interval.
No thanks, Sid, I'm a bit old for pantomime, but which one is it? I'll go if it's got Dandini in it. I like a good Dandini. It's funny, I don't usually like fellas. Terrific legs.
I can't help you there, Hancock. It's Aladdin. The police want us to give one of the characters the once-over.
Thank God for that, Sid. For a minute I thought you were a Freemason. Free tickets for the theatre. What next? Holidays in the Bahamas? Life membership of the golf club?
There you come to mention it. I thought you were in the Masons. It's your funny handshake.
I haven't got a funny handshake.
That's all right then. We've both got to go, Hancock. The chief suspect in the crime the police have just landed us with is appearing in the panto as a genie.
What? A real genie?
Of course he's real. You come along to the panto tomorrow and make sure you've got your 3 wishes handy.
Are you sure the police think the genie is our crook, Sid? I think the police have got the wrong man. So is the theatre company, if you ask me. Harmless looking cove, I thought.
The police are pretty sure he's a Mr. Jeanne, and they think he pulled off a major confidence trick a couple of weeks ago involving the Chancellor RISHI SUNAK, of all people. Yeah, what did you really make of him?
Well, if he's a confidence trickster, he didn't convince me. I found his performance very inadequate, very recherche. Perhaps he's been locked down in his lamp too long, if you ask me. Kept rubbing his leg. Must have been a bit stiff. And his turban kept slipping off.
I don't mean what you thought about the panto. Do you think our Mr. Genie is a potential villain?
Can't really be sure. He can't act, so he obviously needs another way of earning his money, Sid.
So, what did the con involve? On October the 3rd, Chancellor RISHI SUNAK reported to police that he had been conned out of £70,000 by a man pretending to own a magic lamp, which he ended up buying.
Just because it was a magic lamp doesn't mean it was our fellow, Sid. It could have been another genie. There's loads of them about. Anyway, who on earth falls for that old trick? The old magic lamp 3 wishes trick. They even made a pantomime out of it.
RISHI SUNAK fell for it, apparently. And the pantomime is Aladdin, and we've just been to see it. By the way, Hancock, have I ever shown you the magic lamp that my uncle left me in his will?
No, you haven't. Get it out quick. It might be able to help us solve the crime. We could have made a wish and asked for the name of the culprit.
There you are, then. You fell for it. It could happen to anyone.
Yes, and so did you, Sid. Believe in your uncle when he said he had a magic lamp. Touche, old chap. Touche.
Anyway, Mr. Genie has been released on police bail, and we're taking on the case. Mr. E should be along any minute.
Good evening. I've been told you went to see me last night in Aladdin. I hope you were impressed. I'm a star. I do selfies at £50 a pop, and I expect you want me to sign an autograph, don't you?
No, not really, unless it's on a cheque for £70,000.
Ooh, stop messing about. I haven't got that sort of money. I'm not a real genie.
So, you've managed to make all that £70,000 disappear in a puff of smoke, have you?
No, if I had that sort of money, I'd buy some new batteries for me lamp. They're getting a bit flat.
Yes, I'm sure you would. But you know RISHI SUNAK, don't you? The Chancellor, Mr. He says you've made all his money disappear.
Well, he's making all our money disappear, isn't he? He's the genie. It's only fair, isn't it? It serves him right.
So, where were you on the night of Thursday the 3rd of October?
In a lamp on RISHI SUNAK's sideboard, apparently. He must have rubbed against me as he walked past. That's always a mistake. Gets them every time.
That's remind you, Mr. He, you're talking to a policeman. At £140 and 5 feet 8, I would say you're too big to fit in a lamp. So that's a lie.
Ooh, they said you were a good copper. Very observant. On Thursday, I was with the cast of Aladdin, celebrating our first performance at the East Sheen Theatre.
Where was this celebration, E?
It was at the Windmill Theatre, Drury Lane. Where do you think? East Sheen Theatre, of course.
OK, but can anybody confirm this and give you an alibi?
Now, let me see. There was the fairy godmother, Prince Charming, Cinderella, the ugly sisters in a footman. Who's really a mouse?
That's it, boyo. You're nicked. Mr. Genie, I'm charging you with the theft of £70,000 from the Honourable RISHI SUNAK on the night of the 3rd of October 2020. Anything you do say will be written down in evidence and used against you.
You can't charge me. I've got loads of witnesses. I've just told you.
Because those are characters from Cinderella, not Aladdin. Ha ha! Got you.
I know they are. Ha ha. Because they had just finished their pantomime at East Sheen Theatre and were taking it to London the following week.
In that case, where were the cast of Aladdin?
That lot? Oh, they'd all gone down to Chinese restaurant to have a meal.
In that case, why didn't you go, Mr. E?
I only eat pizza. If it had been a McDonald's, I would have gone. But all that soya sauce and monosodium glutamate, I've got to look after my figure to fit in the ruddy lamp, you know.
The only trouble with that fairy tale, Mr. He, is I don't believe it. So, like Cinderella, you're going to the ball. But in this case, it's Crown Court to meet our Prince Charming, Judge See-Through. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, yes, you did. Order in court. Order in court. Oh, it's you two again. I thought they'd taken your private policing licence away from you. Indecent exposure or some other such mucky incident. Well, if they haven't, kindly let me know, and I'm sure I'll think of some way of confiscating it in the meantime. It's all right, Judge See-Through, I won't take offence. We're just trying to earn a living. I see myself as Batman and Sid as Robin, cleaning up the streets of East Cheap. Oh, do shut up. I've never heard such twaddle. By the way, Your Honour, didn't I see you at the East Sheen Theatre last week? Of course not. What was on that might be of interest to me, a High Court judge? It was Aladdin, Your Honour. I thought you were playing Widow Twacky. In your spare time, of course, so I wasn't suggesting it was your main job. It was a very close likeness. Bit in image it was. You are downright insolent, Mr. Hancock. That's £100 fine for contempt of court. Why, thank you very much, Judge See-Through. I'll put that in my Christmas savings account. I can go and watch some more pantomimes, can't I? Not with you, of course. Silence! What poor wretch are you plaguing this time? I don't know. When you're here, I always end up empathising with the criminals and not the victims. It's the wrong way round, Mr. Hancock.
Good evening. I'm the poor wretch in question, Your Honour.
How on earth did you get up there? I didn't see you. You must be very stealthy. He's a genie. He just snapped his fingers and said "Ali-kaboom" 3 times. Will you cease your childish prating, Mr. Hancock, or I'll get you put in the cells downstairs, and we'll give you some colouring books to do. Now, in your own words, Mr. Genie, odd name, I must say, what exactly do these two say you've done?
They say I pretended to be a genie.
But you are a genie, aren't you?
No, a real one, Your Honour.
But you are a real one.
No, I'm not. They're trying to say I'm pretending to be a genie without the H, and I stole lots of money from Rishi Sunak. I'm an actor.
Rishi Sunak, what's your name? Say it again slowly. You do know your name, don't you?
Mr. Jeanne.
That's what I thought. Mr. Hancock, can we get this man sectioned? He's clearly out of his mind. If you allow me to explain, Your Honour. Well, if you have to, you could always go home and send an email. That would be preferable. Then I wouldn't have to look at you, would I? Well, Your Honour, it's a rather complicated tale. Mr. Genie was in the East Sheen production of Aladdin, what I mentioned earlier. Chancellor the Honourable Rishi Sunak heard about the magic lamp, and he's short of a few bob, and apparently short of a few brain cells as well. Don't be impertinent. Well, RISHI asked if he could see the lamp so he could buy it and make the country rich again. Now, Mr. James, is there any way we can get Mr. Hancock sectioned as well? This is utter rubbish.
I'm afraid it's true, Your Honour. We're not making it up. You couldn't make this up, could you? It's true. Mr. He here went to Rishi Sunak's house at number 11 Downing Street.
So what happened in number 11 Downing Street?
Mr. E dressed up as a genie and with the aid of a smoke bomb pretended to come out of the lamp and said he could provide Mr. Sunak with 3 wishes so he could solve all the country's financial problems.
So you've heard Mr. James and Mr. Hancock's garbled account. Now take your time, Mr. He. Don't rush your response. Think carefully. Did this in fact happen?
No.
All right, case dismissed. That was a quick one. I thought it went very well, don't you? Just time for a fish paste sandwich.
Oh, hang on a minute, Your Honour. It's true. I've got a witness statement from the Chancellor, Rishi Sunak. Now, he's an honest chap, isn't he? Wait a minute, let me rephrase that. He's a well-respected member of the Tory cabinet, isn't he?
All right, give it to me here. I thought the man from the pantomime with the funny voice was a real genie. And as I was desperate and the country was brassic lint, I bought the lamp. So what do you say to that, Mr. He?
It isn't his lamp. He hasn't paid for it yet. I'm out of pocket for the tube to London as well. That's £7,004.90 he owes me.
Now, let's be quite clear about this. No money has changed hands, and Mr. Sunak still has the lamp.
Yes, Your Honour, and it's an antique family heirloom that my mother gave me on her deathbed. It was a dying wish that I didn't get rid of it.
So, you didn't grant her wish then?
No, I suppose not.
Not much of a flaming genie, are you then? Not even managing to grant a wish for your poor old mum. No, you're not pretending to be a genie at all.
With respect, Your Honour, I don't like the way this is going. Mr. He here is a common thief, and Mr. Sunak, well, isn't.
Despite your wishes, Mr. Hancock, unless Mr. Sunak gives back the lamp, it is theft. And in the eyes of the law, he owes Mr. He here £70,000. Do you understand?
No, perhaps you could explain it a bit better.
Mr. He, you sold the lamp to Mr. Sunak in good faith, didn't you? And no attempt was made by you to misrepresent the virtues of the lamp in any way, was there?
No, Your Honour, it's not my fault it's a magic lamp, is it?
But it's a lamp, not a magic lamp, Mr. He. There's no such thing as a magic lamp, now is there?
This one is. It will grant you any wish you ask of it.
Oh, really? Give me an example then.
I won £1 million on the Unsung last week. Here's the winning ticket. The lamp told me who to bet on. And the lamp told me also to bet £10,000 on Joe Biden winning the presidential election. Very topical, this is.
Did it now? But in which case, why did you sell the lamp?
Because I've got another one. Would you like to buy it?
Well, I might be interested, as long as it's at the right price.
Oh, would you believe it? Old Judge See-Through fell for the con as well. But we managed to stop him before he parted with any money. So he gave us £500 each if we kept it all hush-hush. Mr. He got 3 years and also £70,000 off Rishi Sunak. Well, just about everybody else has, haven't they? Funny old world, isn't it?